was recording and it seemed very bright, so I stopped it and started over again. Anyway, I just left Starbucks. I have not eaten anything yet today, and I was like, well, that's food. Not really, but whatever. It is Wednesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. I don't care about this holiday. It's never really been a kind of a thing for me. If I was in a relationship, it didn't matter. If I wasn't, it didn't matter. I don't know. Anyway, I am only going places because I have a buyer who's purchased from me before who lives way on the East Coast. She watches YouTube videos of people shopping at 99 cent only. And every once in a while, she'll get a hold of me. And she takes screenshots while the videos are playing of stuff that she wants. And if I can find the things, then I will buy them and, ship them to her. She always pays. And I just list the items specifically for her and let her know what the cost is going to be for the shipping and charge a little bit extra for my trouble or whatever, my time. I don't really mark anything up for her because I was going to go to the 99 cent only store anyway because I needed to get water and a couple other things. So it's like, I'm going to be going there anyway. What difference does it make? It gives me an excuse to go. Excuse to get out of the house. This person is coming over in my lane and they've got a car. Their license plate is a brand new car, okay? That's the first thing. Brand new car. They've got a temporary tag on the license plate. She can't drive. I don't know why she's even in a car. She should not be driving. I don't know what the hell she was doing. She was coming right over into my lane. I don't think so. And she's just sitting there like nothing's happened. She won't even look at me. It's very funny when people are stupid, then they won't look at you. I'm being aggressive today. I don't care. I'm on a broom. Somebody was in my face yesterday again at home. I was trying to go to the bathroom. And, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I don't leave my room unless I absolutely have to. If I have to use the bathroom or get something out of the refrigerator. Those are really, or go to leave the house. Those are the only reasons I leave my bedroom or my room. It's not really a bedroom. Anyway, I'm trying to go to the bathroom, and when I say I leave my room to go to the bathroom, I wait until I absolutely can't wait anymore to go to the bathroom. Like, I have to go now when I walk out of my room. She's coming down the hall and stops right in front of me and says, "Are you a communist?" I'm like, I have to pee. "Are you a communist? I need to know if you're a communist." I said, "No, I am not a communist. I need to pee. I'm going to pee in my pants right now here on the carpet." And she says, "That's fine with me." She was totally, and I'm like, where? Oh, she's so psychotic. Anyway, I told her, I said, "I'm not a communist." I said, "I'm not anything at this point." I said, "As long as I'm living here, I'm not doing anything. I'm not paying attention to any of it. I'm not voting. I'm not doing anything because I am not going to deal with you." And she starts in about, well, if you're a communist, then, and then everything is Bernie Sanders' fault and Obama's fault. Still, he hasn't been in office for how long now? It's funny to me. Like, I've almost laughed in her face a couple of times because it is so far away from any kind of reality, that it's comical. But on the other hand, it's not, because I know there's a fuck ton of other people who believe like she does, and I don't even know how any of this even happened. I really cannot figure out how the masses of people that follow Mango Mussolini have been brainwashed to this point, like how it's gotten so far out of the realm of anything that makes any sense at all to anybody. I don't understand. And excuse me for calling him that. If you voted for him and you want him to be president again, that's your thing, and I don't care. It's the worship, and it's the brainwashing and taking everything to the extreme and believing all the weird crap that gets thrown out there just because you want to believe it because he says it. You know what I mean? I don't understand. I don't understand. I can't. Just. And I live with this. And it's getting worse because he is on television all the time. Or she finds, shows where he's talking and he's up there for like hours. And I'm like, how does he even still have anything to say that makes any sense? I mean, after a half an hour, I would think a normal person, I'm talking about normal people here, would have said everything they have to say, or would have touched on the important things, and wouldn't be rambling on and on like I'm doing now, just because they have an audience. And that's what he's doing. He's just making things grandiose for his audience and his worshipers, and blowing everything out of proportion. And he knows that he can get away with it. He knows that they will believe anything he says. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is. They will believe anything he says. And there are so many accounts of him screwing people over. Business people. Small businesses, maybe not small, but small businesses that do things like construction or provide services and things like that. They have to sue him to get paid, and even then his lawyers just gang up on him and, we'll give you, like if he owes somebody $30,000 for a job that they did in one of his buildings or whatever, he just doesn't pay them. They don't get paid, and eventually they have to take him to court, and the lawyers say, we'll give you 10 grand. No, you owe me $30,000. Well, that's all you're getting. And eventually the people either go out of business because they can't pay any of their bills because he never paid them. And this is just one little tiny example of him, and how he operates. But none of his followers see any of it. They don't believe it. They don't believe that it's true. And this information was out there long before he even ran for president. If people wanted to look and find it, they would. But these people that follow him don't even care. They don't care. They think that he is the answer to everything, and he's not. Nobody is. There isn't any one person out there that is the answer to all of the problems. It's just not. There's not. It's not humanly possible. There's too many variables out there where there's always going to be somebody who isn't happy with whatever decision the government or, the powers that be decide. It's just not possible. Not everyone can be made, happy. There has to be a middle ground, and he is not it, And for the very religious people that think that he is some kind of a savior, I have news for you. And I don't know how those people don't see his moral character. Like, they just overlook it. And these are supposed to be very pious people who live by the word of God and blah, blah, blah. And yet they will support someone who has absolutely zero moral compass. None. I don't understand. I do not understand how they can support him if they believe that, and they've heard him say things like the way he used to talk about his daughter, ew, and things that he has said about other women, ew. I don't know. I can't. you guys are getting to see me in full blown losing it mode, because I'm being confronted with it on a daily basis, and especially yesterday. And now she's on this kick. I don't know where she heard this, her propaganda channel, I'm sure. Something supposedly, and I'm not really listening to her, so I don't have the details, you know. I don't even think she has the details. She's just throwing shit out there that she has heard some of it or whatever. Something is supposedly going to happen in August that Biden's going to do, and there isn't going to be any water, and there's going to be food shortages and all this stuff. And I'm like, what is she even talking about? Like, if there's food shortages, it's because the farmers can't grow something, and we won't have, you know, it won't be there because the climate's being weird. You know, everybody's had tons of snow this year. We've actually had a little bit cooler weather, and it's supposed to be under 70 for the next 10 days, I think. So I'm very happy about it. You know, we're finally getting some, what feels like a winter in Phoenix, you know. But yeah, she's now she's on this new thing. What, Biden's going to do something in August, and if he does, we're not going to have any water. So she's stocking up on water. She's acting like one of those doomsday prepper people. What is this person in front of me doing? They got their left turn indicator on, and they're riding in the bike lane. Heaven forbid someone on a bicycle comes along right now, because they're going to run over them. And there's kids getting out of school. I don't know what this person's doing. And they changed lanes in the middle of the intersection just now, on top of not paying attention to where they were driving. Oh. My mother's all, I don't know. I can't even explain how far off the deep end she's gone, and the fact that I'm having, and she's still doing all the yelling, you know, in the kitchen and in the family room where she watches propaganda TV. I don't know what this, oh, she's about 1,000 years old and she's driving. I'm sorry, if you can't see, you can't stay in a lane, which she can't. This is the person that was riding in the bike lane with their left turn indicator on because they wanted to get over. She's first of all, she can't see over the steering wheel because she's shrunk to that point, you know. And yes, I realize she's old and that happens. It's going to happen to me. I won't shrink below the steering wheel because I've never been a short person. I was like 5'6" before my bones started to settle, so. But if you don't have the, you know, even my mother sort of admits that she can't drive at night at all, period. She will not get in the car at night. So I'm at least glad that she has come to that realization and has faced the fact that she cannot drive at night, you know. So at least she's not doing that. But when it comes to everything else, she thinks she's fine. It's like, no, you're not. She can't see half the stuff. She had eye surgery done, and they put some kind of little, I don't know what it was. They did one eye, and then like a month later, they did the other eye, and one of them was never right. She never went back to get it fixed. So she has pretty much no sight in one eye. And then the other one isn't great, and it's like, and she still drives. I don't know how. I don't know how she passed the last eye test when they did the thing at the, you know, because at the DMV, when you do your driving test, they make you look at that chart and read the letters. I don't know how she did it. All right, I have to get over because I think I'm going to be pulling in up here. I'm almost there. These people that are out driving around. Oh, good, and she's behind me now. If it gets to the point where I can't drive, and I'm not so full of myself that I'm going to believe that nothing's wrong with me when little things start to happen that I'm like, wonder if something's not quite right up here, you know. Hopefully I will have the wherewithal to realize that I'm having an issue, you know, and I won't go out and run the risk of killing people because I'm too proud to admit that I have a problem, because I'm not. Hell, I can't even keep my train of thought sometimes. That's not new, though. If you guys have been around, you know that. I've always been kind of a dingbat when it comes to sticking to one subject and not jumping around, you know? So, that's not new. That's just kind of how my brain is. Now, I have to hope that there's carts, if they're this busy in the store. This will be entertaining, because I have to get water. I need water, and Crazy Lady wants me to pick water up for her. Next thing you know, I'm not kidding, we're gonna have like an entire room full of water bottles because Psycho has decided that we're not gonna be able to get any water come August because Biden's gonna do something in August. I don't even know. You guys, you're gonna get to watch me go off the deep end just because someone's making me crazy. I just need to take a deep breath. I need to take a deep breath and just go into the store and just poke around and look at stuff and try to find my customer these things that she wants and just enjoy not being in the house, because it's just getting unbearable. I don't know how much more I can take. I really don't. And I joke around about it and stuff. I have to. I can't not joke around about it, because if I didn't joke around about it, I would seriously lose my mind. It's too much. You know, if I believed like her, I'd be fine, but I don't, you know. She's nuts. And it's not even a matter of supporting the same person. Even if I believed that he was the right candidate, I can't even imagine that. But if I did, I still would not be aligned with all of the conspiracy crap. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've never understood those people. How, and I mean, all the Y2K people, we see what happened with that, you know. It's that kind of stuff. Like, okay, put your tinfoil hat on and walk around with your whatever. I don't know. All right, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to go in and see if I can find these things for her. A couple of them were Valentine's things, and I'm sure that stuff's all gone or it's in a pile somewhere. I'm never going to find what she was after, but I can look for the Easter things that she wanted. And I'll still look for the Valentine's stuff, but I don't know if I'm going to find it. Anyway, that is it for now. Okay, I was in there a lot longer than I thought I was going to be. Everywhere, like, this parking lot is full. There's no extra parking spaces. Well, there's one now. But when I got here, it was insane how much traffic there was. I've never seen this many cars in this parking lot, even at Christmas time. Like, everybody waited till the last minute to get their Valentine's shit. I don't understand. I don't get it, but whatever. I'm glad I'm out of there. Okay, they did not have any Valentine's stuff. They had like, okay, I shouldn't say that. They had like 3 things left on the little racks where the Valentine's stuff used to be. I mean, it was wiped out, completely wiped out. Like, everybody must have waited until the last minute to get stuff, and then they just bought whatever they could find because there wasn't much, you know? So, yeah, there was like 3 things left on the whole Valentine's section, like banners and stuff, but nothing that my customer was after initially, you know. The only things I was able to find for her were the Easter buckets that she wanted. So at least I found those. She wanted 4 of them, and she said, I think she said she wanted the pink ones. I don't know. I messaged her to find out, because it looked, from the picture that she sent me, it looked like they had more than one style, and they did. But she only took a picture of the pink ones and said she wanted 4 of them. So I got 4 of those, and then I got 2 of some other ones that just had little eggs on them. They had some others that were really cute, but these are not things that will sell on eBay, you know, to just a regular person that isn't looking specifically for these. They're just little plastic, like canisters with a handle, like a little bucket. They're not very big. I don't even know if you could store stuff in them, because I don't know if the seal is tight enough. Like you couldn't use them as canisters, you know what I mean? Or I wouldn't, because the contents wouldn't be sealed tight. So I don't know if she's got 4 kids, or why she wanted 4 of them, but I got the 4 Easter bunnies, like I said, and then I got 2 that just have eggs on them, like little different eggs all over the whole container. If she doesn't want any of those, that's fine. I'll go ahead and put them on eBay, but I don't think anyone's going to want these, unless they saw the same video she did and they really want those little containers. Do you know what I mean? I think they were $1.29 each. So I would have to sell them for $3 just to make my money back. And then to pay for my box and stuff, it's another, I don't know, those boxes for the right size. I'd have to sell them for around $4 just to make my money back because of eBay fees and all that crap. So at least $4. And they're not any, they're not like some great items. She just liked them when she saw them in the video that she was watching. You know what I mean? So if she was in a place where they have, or in a state where they have 99-cent only stores, she could have picked them all up and, she probably would have gotten a lot more stuff. And I looked for cookie jars because cookie jars did well for me, the holiday ones around Thanksgiving and Christmas. I sold, quite a few, not a lot, but quite a few cookie jars. And I didn't make a ton of money on them, but I made some, and they did okay. The Santa one that I had at Christmas time, I think I sold 2 of him. And then the other ones that I had, hell, if I could even tell you now what they were, there were 3 Halloween ones that I sold all at the same time to the same person. And then I had, it wasn't the truck, I can't remember what the cookie jar was that I sold, like a fall cookie jar. It was a fox. I think I sold at least 2 of those. I might have sold more, but people bought them, But they did not have any Easter cookie jars. None that I found anyway. And I didn't see any spring themed cookie jars. I guess the creators of stuff think that people only make cookies in the fall and winter. I don't know. I mean, I know people bake more, around the holidays, but I feel like some people might be inclined to make cookies for Easter. I don't know. I don't know anything. But anyway, I found the buckets that she wanted. So, and they're little, like, they're not big. I don't know if she thought they were bigger, but they're not. So I hope that she is not disappointed. Now, this intersection has a flashing red light for some reason. Oh, there must be a train. Yep, there's a train. No, there's not. I don't know what's going on. I'm close to Grand Avenue, and sometimes if there's a train, the lights will flash red. The regular intersections where there's not a train. Okay, so these people should be going. Why aren't they going? I don't understand. I guess I'm going now. There were other people that should have had the right of way, and they didn't go. They just sat there with their thumbs up their butts. Oh, well. They don't care. They can sit there. Anyway, I got 8 of those big, I don't know if they're a gallon. They feel like they're bigger than a gallon. I don't know. Anyway, they're Crystal Geyser is the brand name. Walmart is selling them for over $3 now. And 99-cent only still has them for $1.29. So it's a, less than half. of the Walmart price. Now, I may have been looking at a third-party seller on Walmart, and they may be buying them at 99 cents only and then reselling them on Walmart. I don't know. I didn't look to see who had them for sale. You know, if it's actually Walmart or if it was Joe Schmo's water shop, you know. Anyway, so I got 6 waters for the crazy lady and 2 for me. And I'm preparing for summer. I don't even care about this weird stuff that might happen in August, whatever it is she's talking about. I have no clue. I don't know about that, but I am stocking up on water because when summer rolls around, if I'm still trapped at that house and I haven't gotten an apartment yet, I do not want to have to go and pick up a bunch of water when it's 120 degrees outside, you know, or 115, whatever. Anything over 105, ugh, you know? So I'm just gonna keep some extra waters because the insane temperatures where it's like over 90 degrees in my room during the day lasted for about a month last year. So if it's gonna happen again, I just do not want to have to go out in it for that month. And if I can stock up enough water to last me for that 1 month now, while it's not horrible, and I can put them under my bed. My bed is raised. My bed frame, I bought this bed on purpose when I bought it way before the pandemic, before I moved, you know. But I bought it because there was like a 12-inch space under the frame. It's a little bit higher, and you don't put there's no box springs. It's just a mattress, I think. I can't remember if I have box springs with it or not. Maybe I do. I don't know. Anyway, it's up off the ground, and it's a metal bed frame, and I can put stuff under the bed. And I have some totes with my eBay stuff under the bed, but I do have room under there for some bottles of water. And I typically go through, like, you guys need to hear all of this, whatever, I'm just talking. You're like, why is she talking about bottled water? Because I'm crazy and I've lost my mind because I live with my 83, almost 84-year-old mother who's making me crazier than ever. Anyway, I go through about, I don't know, 1.5 bottles a week. So if I have a few, like 8 extras that I can just hide under my bed and leave them there, then I don't have to go picking up. It's so heavy. It's so heavy, and dragging it because I can't park in the driveway anymore. You know, my car left a spot on the driveway, and it was a little teeny one. Still don't know where it came from. My mechanic couldn't find a leak, but now I'm not allowed to park in the driveway. So I'm even further away from the house. So lugging all that water from the car into the house with my back, first of all, not good. And even though I have my little cart, so I can cart it into the, you know, I can cart it from the car to the house, I still have to lift it out of the car, put it in the cart, and if I'm doing all of that while it's 115 degrees outside, no thank you. So I'd rather just stock up a little bit now, and then when it gets too hot and I don't feel like picking up water, I won't have to. I'll just go pick up my groceries at night, you know, my normal amount of groceries, and because then during the summer, I go pick up my groceries at like 9 o'clock at night, and it's still over 90 degrees outside, but the sun is at least not baking you, you know? So there's that. I definitely will not be doing, unfortunately, I won't be able to get out of the house, you know, once it starts to get too hot. I won't be doing the ride with me's as much, and so you guys may not see as much of me because really it's just me sitting in my room and it's dark, because I have to put foam board up around on the walls. If you haven't been here, you don't know what I go through during the summer. If you're new, I have 1-inch foam board. I think it's 1 inch that I got at Home Depot that I put up on the walls where there's 2 windows in my room, because my parents, when my father built this room onto the house, they didn't put any insulation in. There's no insulation in the ceiling. There's no, all there is the boards and then the plywood and then the roofing. That's it. There's no insulation. And the same with the walls. There's no insulation in the walls. It's just drywall over boards. And the windows are old, and so they, heat comes through those and it comes through the walls. And this room that I'm living in used to be shaded by a giant tree that was my father's tree. And it was right outside the room, and it was, we're talking a humongous tree. It shaded, even when it died, all of the branches still provided quite a bit of shade for my room. So when my mother had it cut down, not last September, but the one before, this past summer, I had my first summer there with no shade, and it was awful. And now she has cut down 2 trees that are on the other side of my room, that provided some shade on the south end of my room in the afternoon. Not a lot of shade, but some. And so she's cutting those down now because the sun has just killed them. They're not completely dead, but she's whacking away at them. I think she finds it amusing when I'm miserable. I really do. Because I think she gets a charge out of it, because we don't get along, and I don't believe like she does in any aspect of my life, really. Other people, I firmly believe everybody's entitled to think the way they want to, believe in what they want to, but the millisecond that somebody starts telling me how I should live my life and how I should think and how I should handle things, that is when we will have a huge, huge problem. I try not to do that. I try not to inflict my opinions and beliefs, and I know I do, I think everybody just kind of naturally, I share my opinions and my beliefs maybe, but I don't try to force other people and tell them that if you don't think like this, then there's something wrong with you, like to their face. I might think it, but I don't scream it at them to their face. And she's, the other day, it was yesterday when she confronted me to see if I was a communist, whatever. Anyway, during that whole conversation or whatever, her talking at me, she said something about I was normal and acted like I should have, acted like the way she expected me to, until I moved out and moved away from them, moved out of their house. Well, yeah, I had to live here, and I had to deal with you, and I had to be whatever it is you thought I was supposed to be while I was living here. Otherwise, I would have been dealing with you how you are now, which is worse than she was when I was a kid, She's so much worse. I didn't think it was possible. I don't know. I know there's a lot of people out there who had very abusive parents, like both their parents were abusive, both their parents were alcoholics, both their parents were physically abusive, whatever. I'm just talking about my experience. My experience was that my mother was very verbally abusive and controlling. And it wasn't so much a threat of she might hurt you physically. It was a threat of almost like the feeling that she wouldn't love you anymore. Not that she really acted like she loved you anyway, but it was almost like the love would be withheld if you didn't live up to a certain standard or behave a certain way It was like emotional blackmail. I guess that's the best way to explain how my mother acted when I was growing up. You know, you had to be a certain way or you caught her wrath. And she was vicious about it, you know? So it's just hard to explain. It's hard to describe it. It's hard to explain. And I firmly believe that emotional and verbal abuse is worse, anyway, it was for me, than physical abuse, because I had both with my first husband. He was verbally abusive and physically abusive, and there were so many times when he would be saying things to me and yelling things at me that I would think, wouldn't you just please just hit me and get it over with? You know, I didn't, because that stuff that they say sticks in your head. It sticks in your head. You know, it doesn't turn into a bruise that will eventually go away. And yes, it hurts, whatever, but it goes away. And the verbal stuff and the mental stuff, when people do that kind of stuff to you, it doesn't go away. It sticks in your head and it stays with you forever. You know, unless you magically figure out a way to get rid of it, it's going to be in your head. You know, and even though I had counseling and did all the, you know, for 2 years after I got divorced and after I had another relationship that it wasn't really abusive, it just wasn't healthy. And then I went to counseling for a couple of years, and it did help a lot. It helped a lot. And, you know, I knew how to act in a relationship, in a healthy relationship. And my second marriage, I thought, was pretty good. I tried not to be like my mother. I wasn't critical. I wasn't, you know, I don't know. I tried to be a lot more, I don't know how to describe it. Agreeable, maybe? Not to the point where I was forgetting myself, you know. I just tried to be more agreeable in the relationship. I wasn't confrontational. I wasn't, you know, any of the things that I had learned how to be from her, you know, and that's part of the problem in my first marriage. He was abusive, so he was a piece of shit anyway, but I did not help it. I did not make it any better by running my mouth. You know, I got myself hit more, you know, so because I ran my mouth, because that's what she did. She always ran her mouth, and I learned how to do that, you know. Anyway, I am home, so I've got to unload all these 1,000 bottles of water, so I'm going to shut this off, and I will see you guys next time. Sorry for all the ranting. Well, it is Thursday morning. I had to turn the air conditioning on in my car, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I'm getting my injections in my hips this morning. And if you've been around, you know that I have to shower at the gym. So I wake up at 7:15 this morning. I needed to leave by 8 so that I would be on schedule. I know exactly how long it takes me to do my shower and stuff, and how long it takes to get to the doctor's office, you know, where they're doing the procedure and all the things. So I get up at 7. I check my email. An email comes in at 7:06, and I thought this person was still going, but they were turning left. Anyway, and it's for the radiology department, and it says I have an appointment at 7:10. And I'm like, excuse me? So I immediately start making phone calls. No one's open yet, but yet they're sending me this email telling me that I have an appointment in radiology at 7:10. My appointment for my procedure isn't until, I think it's 9:40. So, I mean, I have to be there at 9:40. I kept making phone calls. I finally got a hold of someone, and she said, no, your appointment's at blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. So then I left. And of course, now I'm all like nervous, and you know, all it takes is one thing for me set me off. So I get to the gym, I go in, I take my shower, I get all cleaned up, I'm ready to go. I can't find my car keys. I don't know where my car keys are. I tore my gym bag apart. It's got all kinds of little compartments and stuff. Everything came out. No keys. Every compartment in my purse, everything came out. No keys. And I'm like, fuck, did I drop them when I was coming in? You would think I would hear them fall to the ground, you know. I walked out to the front desk and I'm like, did you guys find any keys? Did anyone turn any keys? And they have a Disney Villains keychain on it. You know, it's kind of a lime green color. Guy looks in the drawer. He's like, no, there's no keys in here. And I'm like, oh, great. How am I going to get to my appointment if I don't have my keys? You know, I walked outside looking to see if maybe I dropped them on the ground somewhere. Guess where my keys were? I'm going to give you a second to think about where I left my car keys. I've never in my life done this. I've never left keys anywhere, ever, in my ignition. Okay, not only were they in my ignition, the car was still running. The car was still running. Still running. Hotter than fuck in my car because I'd had the heater on because it was cold when I left the house. So that's why the air conditioner was on when I first started recording, because I was trying to cool the temperature down in the car. I mean, I had it on high blast, hot. I left my keys in the car with the car running for an hour. A whole hour. I'm so glad my car is a piece of crap. I'm so glad it's just a jalopy looking piece of crap. And when it's running, excuse me, fortunately, when it's running, it's very quiet still. You know, it's always been quiet. I mean, it makes a little bit of sound, but not much. So anybody walking by would not know that my car was running. And I don't know why that is, why my car just happens to be quiet, but it is, you know. And I am so glad, because what is going on with this stupid thing? Oh my God. I cannot believe, I just can't. I cannot believe. First of all, that I left my keys in the car and didn't lock it, because it's like a natural reflex. It's like breathing or swallowing. For me, I get out of the car, boop, boop, I set the alarm. And sometimes I'll do it twice just to make sure, you know, that I did it. Kind of an OCD thing. And for whatever reason, all the things, the thing that happened with the appointment, all that stuff got in my head and just totally screwed me up this morning. So I wasn't even thinking at all, not even a little bit. And left my keys in the car and left it running. Now, I don't know how it didn't use a ton of gas. I guess because it was just idling. But how bad was that for my car? For an hour. An hour. I mean, the longest it ever sits running without moving is when I go to pick up groceries sometimes. Like in the summer when it's hot, I'll leave the car running and leave the AC on. But that's like maybe 30 minutes at the most. Never an hour. I just can't. Oh no. My phone has been crooked this whole time. I hope that you guys are getting a good laugh. I hope that this is funny. Because, oh my God. I cannot believe that I did that. That I was so out of my mind, concerned that I'd been given the wrong time yesterday and I was going to miss my injections this morning, that I just was not like paying attention at all, not even a little bit. And now I'm really upset because I did that. So on top of the whole debacle with the appointment thing showing up this morning that wasn't even supposed to happen. I set myself off because I left my keys in the car. I can't believe it. Again, I'm glad it's a piece of crap and no one would even look twice at it and think about, hey, maybe I'll steal that. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to drive around in this. I'm so glad. I don't think I'm ever going to get another new car. Just in case I ever leave my keys in the car again and it's running, no one will steal my car if it looks like a piece of crap. I'm telling you, if there was ever a time when I wanted to have a drink, this would be the time. I can't calm down now. And of course they're going to take my blood pressure and it's going to be all over the place because I freaked myself out this morning twice. I don't even know if I'm going to tell my crazy mother what I did. I don't think I'm going to tell her because I just can't even imagine what she'd say. Because she already calls me names and you know, is degrading in so many ways that I can't tell her what I did. It's funny. I mean, now it's funny because if I had walked out the door to the gym and my car was gone, well, I would for sure have known where my keys were. I left them in the car. But I absolutely don't know what I would have done because I have this appointment, first of all. Secondly, I need my car. Like, you know, now I need to calm down. I need to calm down because I have to go in for this appointment. And I do not want my blood pressure to be off the charts because if it is, they'll make me sit there and wait to do the procedure until my blood pressure goes down. All right, I'm going to shut this off. I have to calm down. I left my keys in the car with it running. I can't. Oh, put me in a funny farm. Okay. The shots have been shot. Or the injections, whatever you want to call it. So now I have to try and play magician and get out of here since I parked so close to this wall. This could be interesting. There's a car coming. So, you know, I get to wait. Oh, here comes another one. These people fly through here like Batman, and it's like, you know, take your time. Don't fly through. Maybe you'll find a parking spot if you're taking your time. Anyway, the injections were done a lot lower than I thought they were gonna be. So I'm not sure what that means. You know, why he did them so low. I don't know. I thought they were gonna be a little bit higher up, and they were nothing compared to the stuff that I've had done before. Now, and I'm not quite sure how to explain this, but I don't know if you remember when you were a kid and you gave your friends a frog, or your brother and sister, not your friends. Your brother and sister, when you'd be fighting with each other, you take your knuckle like this and you hit the person real hard and it gives you a Charlie horse, but we called giving it a frog. I don't know if anybody else remembers that, or if you people just did not torture your brothers or sisters. My brother and I used to do that kind of crap to each other. So we called it giving a frog. It gives you a Charlie horse. It feels like I have a Charlie horse on each side of my lower back. I don't know how else to describe it, but that's what it feels like. So I'm hoping that wears off because it's a little bit worse than normal. Because normally I don't feel like I have a Charlie horse back there. It just hurts if I'm walking, you know? I don't know. They keep trying all these things and nothing makes it. I don't expect it to be like, oh, I'm all better now, you know. I don't expect that. I'm old. I've gotten fat. Of course, this all started before I got fat. I got fat because of this, and I can't do activities like I used to because it makes my back worse. So I'm more sedentary because of the fact that my back hurts all the time, you know, or my hips, whatever. I have 4 packages that need to go to the post office. One of them is the lady that I went shopping for to 99¢. And I got 6 of those little buckets. She wanted 4 of the ones with the bunnies on them. You guys never saw them. I didn't take any photos, so if I dig up the photos that I had that she sent me of the one, I'll put it on the screen somewhere. But anyway, and I did take a photo of the one with the eggs on it to send her, just so she could see what they looked like. Anyway, I got 4 of the ones that she wanted and 2 of the others, because I was like, well, maybe she'll want these. She said she would take them. So anyway, they were $1.29 each. I cannot remember what the total came to, but with tax and everything. Anyway, I ended up just listing them with the shipping included. I figured out what the shipping would be, and it was going to be 18 something. So anyway, I ended up billing her. I listed the whole kit and caboodle for $23, because I was going to the 99¢ store anyway, and I made my money back and like a $5 tip, you know, for doing that. So whatever. So I did that, and then I sold the Stargate SG-1 seasons 1 through, I think it was 8. Seasons 1 through 8. I'm running a sale right now, so I sold those at 15% off, but they're out of my house, you know, so I'm glad they're gone. And then I also sold some of the adult themed anime VHS tapes that I got in an auction lot recently. I sold 2 sets of 2. So that was a nice chunk of change for those 2. So that lot's paid for now. Only one person put in a bid, so I only paid, I don't know, it was like $12 or $15 with fees and all that stuff. So I've way made my money back on that. Anyway, I gotta pay, so I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna do a solds video. I was gonna try and do one before the end of the week. I think that's what I told you guys. I was gonna do a solds video soon. So I gotta dig up all my solds, I think since the 28th. I think that was the cutoff date for the last solds video. So it's been a couple weeks, more than 2 weeks. You know, I don't have a ton of sales. I mean, maybe they've piled up by now for it to be worth doing a video, so we'll see. It's just, they have not been, most of the sales, I'm just gonna say this, I don't know how accurate this is, have been like less than $15, you know, and a lot of them have been less than 10. So it's getting some crap out of my store that I was gonna take to the, here we go again with the stupid side mirror, the visor, being a pain in my butt. It's getting rid of some stuff that I was gonna have to drag to the flea market, so swap meet, whatever you want to call it. You know, so that's fine. And it's some activity in my store, because I don't want my store to be completely dead. But this thing moves around more than, it's probably all sideways. You guys are going to be like, what is she doing? I'm having a morning. I'm having a day. I don't know. Hopefully this knot thing that's going on, this Charlie horse thing in my back, they put numbing stuff in there. I don't think I should be feeling any kind of Charlie horses. I don't understand. I don't understand so many things. I know nothing, Jon Snow. Alright. Maybe when I get home, I'll work on my solds video. I have to pull all the images for each item that sold. And my sales numbers and stuff like that, so that I can tell you guys, you know, for the people that like those videos. Oh, my hair is being crazy because it just got washed, so It has a mind of its own when it's freshly washed. When it's shorter, it's super curly, or it used to be. I don't know anymore. I don't even know if it's just frizzy or if there's some curls there. I did have to pull it up when they were doing my procedure. I used one of those clip things and just piled it on my head, and it had just been washed and mostly dried, so it may have flattened a little. I don't care. I don't care. After I sleep on it 1 or 2 nights, then it starts to calm down a little bit. So I can't even imagine what my hair would be like. Like, I know people who wash their hair every day or every other day. If I did that, it would be straw. It was not a good idea. I could not do that to my hair. It's so coarse and curly and dry-ish that I would have to put so much crap on it. You know, and I've never been a huge one for using conditioner and stuff like that. I've used rinses, you know, where it's just so it's easier to comb, you know, or brush, so I don't rip it out of my head because of all the tangles. So this may be the end of this video, I think. Unless I think of something else I need to tell you guys. This will be the end of this ride with me. And hopefully you will see a sold video very soon. Bye.